Buongiorno everyone and welcome back to Lineup Predictions. Welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV. Thanks very much for tuning in. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe while you're here. Newport County is the trip tomorrow away. Rodney Parade in the Carabao Cup 4th round, 5:30 kickoff live on Sky. We'll be here tomorrow night for a live watch along, so don't forget to tune in for that. Big opportunity to get through to the quarter final here after a 7-0 win against another League 2 side in Morecambe last week. Quarterfinals only one step away. Massive opportunity for Newcastle to finally get forward and hopefully try and win something. There's some tough opposition going forward. We got to our first FA Cup quarter-final last season in 15 years. Unfortunately, Man City were the visitors to St James's Park that day and were crashed out. But one step at a time, we've got a massive opportunity now. Like I say, a League 2 opposition. We've got to go for this, especially after the emphatic win last week. But again, it's trying to right some wrongs. What Morecambe win came after an embarrassing 3-0 defeat off Brighton. And now we've got to come back off. I know it was a draw against Tottenham, but it was an embarrassing performance. It was really, really shocking. Brucey needs to sort something out, but Matt Ritchie, unfortunately, is a big casualty from that game. He's going to be out for 2 months now with a shoulder joint injury. The same kind of injury that's just had Fabian Schär on the sidelines for the past 9 weeks. But Schär's potentially coming back now. He's been training for the last week or two. He's ahead of schedule, apparently, and he's doing very well. He says he wants to join in, he wants to play, but Bruce says they need to be careful. They're being guided by doctors on him. So it'd be great to have him back because we're seriously lacking a centre-back option now. Kieran Clark's still out, and so is Paul Dummett, along with Matty Longstaff. Still, all three of them are close to a return, but still not quite yet. And there's still going to be some time before Martin Dubravka and Dwight Gale are back. But in terms of centre-backs, we're struggling now. Only recognisable centre-backs in the squad at the minute are Fernandes and Lascelles. And with 2 games in a week, you can't expect them to play every minute. But I'd like to see them both rested against League 2 opposition, but we just haven't got the depth at the minute. Lascelles obviously started last week against Morecambe as the captain, got a goal. Is it Fernandes' turn? Do we rotate them now that there's not any options? Could be a shout. I would like to, as I said again last week, I would like to bring some under 23s in, like just the 1 or 2, just to help out, maybe fill up the spot on the bench. Last week they had 2 games during the week, an AFL Cup game on the Tuesday and an under 23s league game on the Friday. This week they're not playing in the league until Monday, the big under 23s derby with Sunderland next Monday. And tonight they've got a game against Crewe, I think it is, in the AFL Cup. So see who's in contention in that game. Keep an eye out on the lineup coming. It'll be on Newcastle's Twitter page if there's any recognisable under 23s left out. Maybe they'll be travelling down tomorrow, who knows. Ryan Fraser's in contention. He's been training well. Brucey's happy with his performance. He's in contention. He says it was the right move to leave him out against Tottenham. I think he might have been able to play, but I think Brucey decided to just leave him out, let him get some rest. But he's back now, training well, so he's in contention. Not necessarily start, it might be a bit of a risk starting him because we might need him. At the weekend, we've got Burnley coming up. And Samaxman's okay as well, he's been back in training. He's in contention for this game, but I think it'll be wise to leave Samaxman out of this game, just save his legs for the weekend. After the weekend, we've actually got a break, the first week break of the season. The only week where there hasn't been a cup game midweek. So after the Burnley game, we've got a full week before Man United. So that could be huge. No cup game. I don't think the quarter final, if we get through, is until the end of the month, end of the year, sorry, about November, December time. I'm not quite sure, but that's good for us. I think we need a little bit of a rest. Some of the players are dropping like flies and some on the brink of coming back, but I'm thankful that we're going to get a little bit more time off now. So hopefully we'll get through to the quarterfinals and then we can just concentrate on the league week by week, see how it comes. Hopefully we can get the likes of Fraser at full fitness, because I don't want to wear out Fraser. Like, if he plays this game, he's probably not going to start against Burnley, but then hopefully he can maybe get 10-20 minutes against Burnley and then give him a week break, and he can be fully fit once again and be raring to go against Man United the week after. So in my lineup there then, it'll be Mark Gillespie. Brucey's pretty much confirmed that. He says he's started his career well at Newcastle. He's very, very happy with him. 2 clean sheets in his first 2 games, and he says tomorrow's going to be another opportunity to progress that. So Gillespie's starting, no questions about that. Brucey said he will be. Carl Darlow, I mentioned him last week. I said he needs to perform against Tottenham because I think Gillespie was on his tail. Gillespie's performances have been great, and Darlow's were somewhat questionable going into the Tottenham game. But Darlow done himself the world of good with that performance against Tottenham. I think he's cemented that spot now until at least Dubravka comes back. So yeah, Gillespie's going to be saved for the cup games now. Darlow, I think he's cemented his place in the league now. So there's a potential that we could maybe bring Dan Langley in for the bench. I would like to see that. I'll be putting Dan Langley on my bench. I think Darlow's deserved a little bit of a break. Like maybe not take him down to Wales tomorrow night. Bring Dan Langley for a little bit of first team experience. He'll just be sitting on the bench. Like there's no need to make a goalkeeping substitute. So 90 minutes for Gillespie, hopefully, unless there's an injury or a suspension. But yeah, I would bring Dan Langley, might as well stick him on the bench. He didn't play in the under-23s game last week in the AFL Cup. He was left out. We've got a couple of other youngsters that were brought up for that game. So maybe Dan Langley's in contention for tomorrow night. I would like to see him on the bench, to be honest. Travel with the first team, get some experience in that sense in the Cup. Now the defence, this is the hard one. Tricky to decide, but I'll just breeze through this. I'll just put Yedlin at right back, Manquillo left back, and Kraft in centre back alongside Lascelles. That's not the way I want to play it, but it's the way I see it. It's pretty much the same way that we're lined up against Blackburn, minus Lascelles coming in for Kieran Clark. But yeah, I say there's no centre backs really. I don't really want to see either Lascelles or Fernandez play. But Fernandez did great the other week. I think we need that captain. I think without Matt Ritchie and potentially without Isaac Hayden, we need a leader in that team, and Lascelles is that for me. So I'll be putting Lascelles in there. I don't want to see Manquillo in the lineup, but I wouldn't be putting Jamal Lewis in just yet. He looked still not all that comfortable when he came on for the last 20 minutes against Tottenham. He's got that eye injury, still got a cut on his eye. So I'd put Lewis on the bench, have him an option to come off. Yedlin, he did all right against Morecambe, but he's the one that I don't really want in the squad. I'd like to see Yedlin get sold. It's been a long time coming. It was about 2 weeks ago it said that he was on his way to Besiktas, but that move still hasn't come off yet. And he did great last week. And that's it in terms of fullbacks. And Kraft at centre-back, it's probably going to have to be him if it's not Fernandez. Shaw's probably still not ready. Hayden, I don't really want to be playing there, so I don't know. That's probably the way I would say Brucey playing it. Like I say, that's basically what he played against Blackburn. So that is what it is. I'm not happy with that, but that is my prediction. In midfield, we'll be starting Sean Longstaff. Brucey says him and Jacob Murphy both grasped that chance last week. They were both left out of the Brighton and the Tottenham game. Murphy got himself a good little run out as a substitute, but yeah, Sean Longstaff, this is where he needs to perform. He's been poor for me in the games against Premier League sides and even Championship sides, to be fair. Even last season against Rochdale and Oxford, he wasn't that great. But last week he did have a pretty good game against Morecambe, so now is a good opportunity for him to get more game time, get some minutes in the legs, get his confidence up. Hopefully he can have a great game, hopefully get on the score sheet. It could do him the world of good, so I'll be definitely putting Sean Longstaff in there. Brucey pretty much confirmed that in his press conference as well, that Sean Longstaff and Murphy would be starting. But alongside Sean Longstaff, I'd like to see Dan Barlaser. I think he deserves a run out. He's fighting for a spot now. He's one that I expect to go out on loan by the end of the transfer window. Only 6 days left as of now. He didn't start against Morecambe, which I was quite surprised. He did get on. I think he played about 15-20 minutes, if I remember rightly. Didn't really impress all that much, so now's a huge opportunity. If he goes out on loan, it'll probably be to another League One side. He's performed well over the last couple of years in League One and League Two out on loan. So yeah, I'd like to see him get a start. It's not fully necessary, I don't think, after we breezed past Morecambe last week. with Isaac Hayden in the team, I don't really want to see our starting players starting. That's why I don't really want Lascelles and Manquillo in, but with lack of option at defence, I feel like that's the way it's got to be. So yeah, I don't want Hayden or Shelvey starting. I don't really want them anywhere near, but I'd probably put at least one of them on the bench, which I'll talk through shortly, as we're lacking option there as well. Further forward, as mentioned on the right, Jacob Murphy. He'll be getting a start. Brucey says in his press conference. Did really, really well. My man of the match against Morecambe. I thought he was fantastic. Got a goal and an assist. Pretty much ran the show. Showed a lot of energy. Beating players. Getting forward. Really, really fighting for his spot, which warranted a substitute appearance against Tottenham at the weekend. So, like Sean Longstaff, this is a great opportunity. He's probably not going to get a great lot of chances, similar to Sean. So when he gets these opportunities, he needs to grasp it, which he did last week. So I want to see him in there, fighting, playing well. On the left-hand side, I'm not confident about this, but perhaps Ryan Fraser. I would like to see him play. He definitely needs minutes. He definitely needs fitness. Brucey says he's fit and in contention. Fantastic. So he'll at least be on the bench, I would assume. But yeah, I would like to see him play, and even if he doesn't play the full 90 minutes, great. Just get him an hour in, get an hour in the legs, 70 minutes at most maybe. Yeah, I want to see what he's about. I think he did pretty well at Morecambe last week. He came on as a sub, and he did alright, but we're already like 5-6-0 up at that point, so I wasn't really need to go all out, risking injury or whatever. So yeah, Fraser on the left, Murphy on the right. And down the middle, another one I'm not overly confident about, but looking at the options, I think it makes sense to play Miggy Almiron. He was great against Morecambe last week. He started at Tottenham to be the main guy without Sir Maximin in the team. Miggy's kind of like the focal figure up front, the one with the pace and the one with the creativity. So yeah, now's another opportunity for him to get a few more minutes in and impress. I think with a lot of the players, it's more about getting that confidence up than going in and running the show, impressing, scoring a load of goals. I think most of them just need confidence, and Almiron, to be fair to him, started the season really well, got an assist in each of his first 3 games, but with the Tottenham game that might have affected his performance a little bit. So I'd maybe look at starting Almiron with similar to Ryan Fraser, the intention of not letting him play 90 minutes, give him an hour. Hopefully it can be over by half time like it was against Morecambe. Hopefully we can get in, score 3-4 goals. Then that's it, get them lads off. Similar to Lascelles and Manquillo, although I doubt we've got the option there. But yeah, Almiron for the confidence boost. And another one who needs a bit of confidence is Joelinton. I'll be starting him up front. We've said week in, week out, he's not a striker. Don't necessarily want to see him up front, but last week against Morecambe, he was fantastic. Got 2 goals on the score sheet, and like I say, confidence. He needs that. This is another opportunity where he can get his name on the score sheet, 1 or 2 goals, boost that confidence. I think we've seen that confidence in him in his performance after the Morecambe game against Tottenham. For me, he's the outfield man of the match. Of course, Cardallo was man of the match, but I think Joelinton was the only one that really put in a shift. I thought he was great on the left-hand side, where he should be, but in an opportunity playing against a League 2 side, yeah, I want to see him up front. I want to see him try and get another couple of goals under his belt, give him some confidence to take into the Premier League against Burnley and or Man United the week after. For the bench, I mentioned Dan Langley. Yeah, I would like to see him travel with the team. Cardallo deserves a rest, although I'm not entirely confident about that. If I'm predicting it, I probably would say Cardallo will be on the bench, but I would just like to see Langley. Like I say, keep an eye out for the under-23s lineup tonight. If he's involved, then he'll not be going. That'll be Cardallo's spot. But if he's excluded as he was last week, then there's a chance. Fernandez to just cover, and Shaw as well. If we are doing well, I would like to see Lascelles being taken off and give Shaw a 20-minute run out if he's fit. Don't really want to see Fernandez play at all. Jamal Lewis here is an option. I probably would like to see him, to be honest, get 20 minutes if we can afford to take Manquillo off. Hayden is an option there. Could play centre-back as well. I thought he did really, really well there the other day. Jeff Hendrick, another one who could start, to be honest. May start ahead of Almiron or Fraser, because after a fantastic debut against West Ham, he hasn't really impressed. I thought he was very, very poor against Brighton. So, yeah, Hendrick might be in contention to start, but at least give him a run out off the bench, 20-30 minutes. And Andy Carroll as well, I'd love to see him get on and get his first goal for the club. I think he desperately needs it. That's another confidence booster. So that's my squad done, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment. What would you change formation? Who would you expect to see starting? Rests for Almiron and Fraser maybe? Let me know. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, everyone. Enjoy yourself.